Welcome back to our May Zoom edition about CEAT, and this is our special edition. And joining me is Erin. Erin, thank you very much for joining me.
My pleasure.
So, Erin, let's talk about yourself first. Just tell us a little bit about yourself and why did you join CEAT?
So I grew up in London, Ontario, and it was a very weird situation. I am biracial, so my mom is white, and I grew up in a majority white neighborhood, like 99% white. And um, I, growing up, had a fair share of negative interactions with law enforcement. Um, and they were usually situations where I hadn't been doing anything. I got followed and asked where I was going and asked for my identification. I used to get followed around stores when I was a teenager. Um, just a lot of really uncomfortable encounters with law enforcement. And I've always grown up and been influenced by my family members and friends around me that people are people. They are not their jobs. They are not the things that they do. They're human beings. And so I really wanted to kind of get to know the police within my community, um, so that I could like kind of understand the ins and outs of what they do for their jobs, who they are as people. Because I feel like when you humanize somebody, it really, really is impactful in how you kind of engage with them and how you kind of engage with people in general. So it was really important for me to join CEAT and kind of understand policing, policy, procedures, law enforcement, like the hierarchy within the system, all of those things, just so that I could kind of do better for my community, do better for I'm a single parent of a child with autism, to do better for him and to just do better for everyone. That was kind of like my whole goal in joining.
Erin, thank you for doing that, by the way, making a difference. Um, you're doing a really cool thing. You're doing some training on Fridays with the police. Tell us about that?
Um, well, it ended in mid-April. We did, I think it was about 12 weeks of um, what it was referred to as training, but the group that did it, we really liked to call it sort of courageous conversations. Um, it was really interesting. It was a chance for us to really like boots on the ground, understand how Stratford's law enforcement works, like within our municipality, and not just like law enforcement in general. So I think that was really important to, it gave us the chance to introduce ourselves to the whole entire SPS force, so that they knew who we were, what our intentions were in the information that we would share with the board and what we were doing. So it was like a really interesting encounter. And yeah, we did, yeah, I think it was 11 or 12 sessions. I can't remember the exact number, but it was something like that. There was only like 2 Fridays that we didn't do starting from like mid-January. It was a really interesting experience.
So, what were some of I guess, the feedback from the police side of things?
Um, a lot of them actually said that it was actually really helpful because a lot of them didn't have a really clear understanding of what CEAT was and what our intentions were. Um, because I think a lot of them just came in with the prior knowledge that it had something to do with like racism type of situation. And for us, it was a lot more than that. It was like, it wasn't just about racism, it was just about equity in general and kind of building a bridge, which is like our whole intention. It's building a bridge between the community and the law enforcement that serves that community because um, we kind of have to help community understand what law enforcement actually does day in and day out, because I don't think everybody has a clear picture of what policing is within our municipality itself. I can't speak for all law enforcement agencies, obviously. And it was also important because I think I really wanted the police to understand that, like, not everybody is like out to like demonize them and just paint them all with a brush, right? So we're really trying to bridge that gap.
Yeah, I think that's great. Last question is, do you see that the culture of the Stratford Police Service is changing?
I I can't fully comment on that because I'm not fully clear on the start of the culture like compared to what it is now. What I have discovered from our sessions is it's a lot different here than I have noticed from other places that I've been where I have engaged with law enforcement. Um, and even some of the law enforcement officers who have come here from other regions have said that they find it's very different policing here than it is other places. And so we do really want to help change the culture because there is definitely some aspects of police culture that are same across the board. It usually involves like hierarchy with power, just kind of like some of the policies that occur. And so we do really want to initiate change so that everybody can have a safe and healthy community. And because when police officers aren't in their uniforms, they are community members as well, right? When they are
Love
not
it.
doing their jobs. So
Yeah.
it's really important to us that we have a clear, concise understanding of safety and community.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Erin, for joining me. I really appreciate it.
No, it was my pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
Coming up next is Katia, and we'll talk about her role.